Light Rocket is a challenger TARIC jungle, so he's gonna teach me how to play TARIC jungle. He's made it all the way to challenger with this ridiculous strat. Hi there.
Hello.
How you doing, man?
Good.
Good. This is excellent.
I'm ready to go. So I'll have you do this too. This is how I set up the dummies. This is the most effective way to like teach it. You'll basically copy what I'm about to do. So just to go over the abilities quickly, TARIC's passive gives you double attack speed for 2 autos that scales based on your level and your armor, and it reduces your ability cooldowns by 1 second while also adding a charge of your Q. Your Q is a AoE heal that works around you, and obviously if you attach yourself to an ally and then press Q, it's going to cast off of them as well. You can E off of them using W, you can R off of them using W and Q. So when you attach with your W, it'll give them armor and max HP shield, and then you can cast off of them. And obviously your E is a stun, and the R is just keeping everyone that's in the area invulnerable. Okay. So you don't really want to stand in the same spot as the person you're ulting, because then it's wasted, right? You can't, like, the Q doesn't like stack. So if the E's cross each other and like they both hit the same thing, or the E or both Q's hit the same spot, it's not like it doubles the healing. It's just an extension of the size.
And it doesn't double the damage either, correct?
Right. Like the stun, if it crosses like this, it doesn't like deal double the damage or anything.
Interesting. Okay.
So I'll just get into the clear. This is how you clear effectively in the jungle, right? With TARIC, it's pretty simple combo. You simply E auto ability auto until your E comes off. Let's take cooldowns off, but
okay, got it.
Just E auto or Q or W auto until your E is off cooldown, and then you just E auto again. Q auto, Q auto. You can throw a W in there if you want.
Got it.
And then when your E's off cooldown, you do it like that.
Sweet.
So the reason I set them up like this is, I'll have you do this later, is that you want to land your stun on all of the dummies at the same time, and every time you use W, you should change the dummy that you're attached to. So this allows you to, start to learn how.
That's cool. Smart.
How to like just change the dummies. Like you can do different stun angles, right? So
yeah,
do something like that. Then when you get into more complex things and you start moving around in fights, right? Then it gets a little bit more complicated, where you have to do all of these things at once, which I don't recommend trying right away, but you take it one step at a time. So
I see.
You'll do some of these things later.
Yeah, no, it's cool. I get it.
I'm well known for doing Raptor's trick. It's one of the ways that TARIC becomes super effective, where your mid laner, they're at like half HP, and they're struggling in lane. The enemy mid laner's winning. If you're doing Raptors, you just you W them over the wall, and then you just heal them up using your Q to just kind of spam heal them.
How much healing is that? How much healing is that?
You can't actually see. There's no way to damage the dummies, but
roughly,
I could like. What's the best way to do this?
Like a rough estimate. Like a guy comes in quarter HP, early first clear.
Let's just use my own HP to, I guess, show. It's probably the best way to do it.
Yeah.
I would imagine. So like, let's just lower myself to as low as I can without dying here. Yeah. Yep. So let's say, oh man, my mid laner is so low.
Press Control. I was gonna say press Control Shift J, and you can respawn them.
We could. Yeah, I probably should have done that, but this works too. So okay. you can also counter jungle and use the enemy's Raptors to do this as well.
Okay.
You can also do it top lane. Like for top laner, I'll use it on golems, or bot laner off Krugs or whatever. I like how I said golems and Krugs as if they're different things. But yeah, you can use it on the side lanes as well. It's just a lot harder. The mid lane spot is a lot more accessible to them in their lane. So this is about how much healing it would do. Keep in mind that I'm taking damage from the camp.
That's quite a bit. You turn a whole fucking lane doing this shit. Yeah, sweet.
Right.
Sweet.
And so this also, this keeps TARIC really healthy. Like, a lot of junglers, like, you talk about low elo as far as like, is TARIC a good jungler in low elo for someone in low elo to play? in low elo, people don't know how to they don't know how to kite their camps. They just stand in front of red, you know, letting it kill them without kiting it. But with TARIC, he full heals himself constantly. So if you suck at kiting, it's the perfect champion because you'll never be low on health at all. And so you noticed how I did not start corrupting pot, or not corrupting pot.
Yeah. Smart,
I like
smart.
to start a pink or nothing at all.
That's so funny because I was doing the same thing with Nocturne just a month ago on my climb. I just started getting rid of the refill altogether because it was like, you know, just redundant.
Right.
Personally, if I'm being direct, I'm curious how fast you could clear this.
Yeah, fine. I could probably hit, I don't know, it's probably gonna be like a 320-ish. I could say like I did a 317 once on the PBE. But that's, you know, you have to abuse biscuits a little bit to do that, and I'm not running biscuits. But, you know, something like 320, 325 is not like outside of the realm of possibility. So you queue 4 seconds before it spawns because that's going to give you your passive.
Got it.
And so then once it spawns, queue auto, queue auto, queue auto, queue auto, just spamming it, right?
And you just run yourself out of mana on the beginning?
Yep. Okay. So the jungle item gives you more mana based on how much mana you're missing. And because of that, you don't need to, you know, really worry about saving your mana. You actually want to burn it as fast as possible. Because you just look at the number right here. You want it to stay at that 19.5.
This is about what, 2,000 hours of practice or more. This clear that you're showing right now, boys. This is the final boss of TARIC jungle clearing, right? This is it.
Right.
This is what it's like.
It's honestly, it's pretty effective.
Doesn't look that it doesn't look that bad though. It looks pretty painless. Like you said, it's probably pretty good for newbies.
Right. So if you really want to, you know, speed clear, you could take E, but usually when it comes to Raptors, if my mid laner is low, I'll look to, you know, heal them a little bit. So that can lower your clear if you take the time to heal them, because your point is not to clear the camp, but to actually heal the mid laner. So you won't use your E as much. You'll be spending a lot more time with your Q. So that goes a little bit slower, right?
It's pretty fast though. And this isn't even like your fastest speed, like you just said, right? This is like, it's like more of a utility.
You could go slightly faster if you take a little bit of cheese runes like biscuits, but this would be like your standard clear anyway. So you usually go 5 camp to scuttle because you took a little bit of time to heal your mid laner.
No, that makes sense.
But otherwise, you can also you can 6 camp into scuttle if you know the enemy jungler is going to be topside for their scuttle, right? Like I dropped a pink up there, so I could see them if they appear, right?
And so 156 was when that one finished, and that's with you, like you said, doing a full clear, which isn't really the intent. Right? It's not really the intent most of the time anyways. Cool.
So the whole point is that, like, let's say you're in a fight and your team is fighting, like they're fighting over here, they're fighting here, and your team is doing an objective or something, and you're a TARIC, right? You're a melee, you have no dashes, you have no movement speed, no, you know, nothing like that. So, you know, it's kind of like Raptor's trick where you want to just heal them as much as possible and just provide them stuns, provide them heals and shields while resetting off the thing that you're autoing. So a lot of times it's more effective to just keep autoing the thing that you're auto attacking so that you can keep the fight going from range even though you're very melee, right? So TARIC will, a lot of ways to use TARIC strength is not to, you know, like, oh
Don't
man,
panic.
a fight's happening up here. I gotta go save them, you know, like take 20 minutes to get over here, right? It's just, it takes too long. So a lot of times it's a lot more effective to just use your auto attacks to auto attack whatever's nearby, anything, a ward, blast plant,
and just keep healing. It's so funny. He's just smacking on nothing, dude. It's like he's working on the railroad or something, you know? He's just
exactly. Yeah. Just people say it's a shield battery. I would actually, like, people ask, like, is TARIC difficult? Like, what is his skill? I would say that he's like medium skill, medium difficulty. I honestly don't think that he's like as easy as it seems. Right? He's not Nidalee. He's not like Kindred. He doesn't have like crazy insane mechanics. But resetting your passive, getting off Q4s constantly in fights, landing stun. It is a very slow stun that you have to, wait for certain abilities or situations to land effectively, right?
Did you want to do your little drill first?
Yeah, the drill, of course, because there's a lot of different things we do with that. So just teleport yourself over there, build that drill. It's just a plus. You don't have to buy anything.
Got it. What had you do? It doesn't matter, does it?
It's just like that, and it goes through it. Yeah, that's basically good. So you just want to E auto, W auto, Q auto until your E's off cooldown. Every time you use your E, you want to stun all of the dummies, and every time you use your W, you want to change the dummy you're attached to.
Okay.
So let's just have you do that, and also go give yourself infinite mana too.
Will do. Hold on. I just gotta warm up my TARC brain, dude. Okay.
Right.
So you said E auto.
E auto, and then every time you W auto, you change the one you're attached to, and just make sure you land the stun on all. Land the stun on all of the dummies, though.
Yep.
So you have to, have you played Zed before? Are you?
No, I'm not. And that's probably why I'm gonna start terribly at this.
So Zed aims his Q in the same way that TARC aims his stun, where Zed has, a shadow clone of himself, and he shoots his shurikens off, in the same way by moving his mouse to a certain point, and his shurikens will shoot off at, from both spots in the same direction. TARC does the same thing, where there's his TARC's position and the W position, and he'll shoot both of his stuns off, in the same direction, depending on where that is.
I should try to move in between, huh, instead of like cheating it.
Right. Well, just for now, like, all I want you to do is just try standing still for now. I know you have phase rush, but for now, you just want to try to do this as fast as possible without like getting basic autos in. So you want to Q auto, Q, like every single time E's off cooldown, you should use it. Every single time W's off cooldown, you should use it. Otherwise, use Q, right? Like, the whole idea is you want to get your the pattern, the resets going, so that way you're getting as much DPS as possible, because TARC's attack speed, passive, is kind of controlling how fast he deals damage and how fast he heals. So the more attack speed you have, the more damage you deal, and also the faster you heal, right? So items like Ardent are really good. If you go, like, we went a Lethal Tempo Moonstone build for a while, that was really good. And you usually want at least one attack speed on TARC, whether it be like an Ardent or the variety of different attack speed items. There's these Hex Tech dragons in the game will give you attack speed as well. And of course, TARC's passive doubles attack speed, so any attack speed stat that he gets is effectively worth double, because his passive will double it. So I'll just get into some of the more difficult stuff, because I'm sure you could, we could just look at the combos. But one of the ways that you have to learn TARC, one of the more harder things to do is like orb walking, where you actually have to fight while moving, because TARC is very slow. He CCs himself on his Q, W, and R, and he has no movement speed. He has no dashes, so you have to be able to fight people while chasing them down. And so I asked the question of, when do you move if you're doing Q auto, Q auto, Q auto, when do you move during that combo? And the answer is your abilities will CC you, and you can't move during an auto attack, so that means you have to move in between the two auto attacks. So the correct way to move while fighting is ability auto, movement auto, ability auto, movement auto. And you can do this by either chasing Scuttle without stunning it, or you can go up and down and around the enemy dummies, like a NASCAR track, to just go ability auto, movement auto, ability auto, movement auto.
I think this pattern is actually pretty fucking tough. Like, this is pretty tough. Like, I feel like it would be easier for me, but it's not. It's like hurting my head a little bit, getting used to the framework. What were you just saying about tracking the Scuttle? Because I want to.
So if you the combo with moving with TARC while fighting is ability auto, movement auto, ability auto, movement auto. You can do it on the dummies while going up and down the dummies, you can do it on Scuttle, because Scuttle moves.
Ability auto, movement auto.
Yep. Ability auto movement auto. Ability auto movement auto. And if you should be able to do this at the same speed that you do if you're standing still. So when you're standing still, you should be able to E auto auto, Q auto auto spam, right? You should be able to ability auto movement auto, ability auto movement auto at the same speed that you do while standing still, right? At least when you don't have that much attack speed, which is where you're at right now.
Am I doing this okay? Like theoretically here?
Ability auto, oh, well. Ability auto movement auto, ability auto movement auto, ability auto movement auto. I mean, there's a lot of waste that's happening, but
is it because of the attack speed, or is it because I'm just bad?
It's because of like it's because of canceling autos. It's because you're, you know, like every single movement is ability auto movement auto, ability auto movement auto. If you do anything else other than that exactly, you are wasting time. Like right there, there was a miss right there, right?
Got it.
Never want to. You should never, even once, ever use a basic auto attack while doing this, because you must use an ability every 2 auto attacks, but your abilities also CC you. So here's a way to help with this. Go to the ability cooldowns, refresh cooldowns. This will help you a little bit. It helps people with learning this. So your abilities are refreshed. So now only use your E. Just E auto movement auto, E auto movement auto. It's gonna feel a lot smoother. E auto movement auto, E auto movement auto.
I'm not moving because I'm bad. Hold on, let me zoom out.
Right. E auto movement auto, E auto movement auto, E auto movement auto. E auto movement auto, E auto movement auto. Yeah, this is looking, you know, a little bit better, but this is the reason that this feels better is because your E doesn't have an animation. Right, so your Q and W do. So, you know, people that are struggling, I'll start having them do something like this, and then you know, E auto movement auto. They just you know, they'll eventually get better at it till they can put the Q and W and R.
This is like fat Riven combos, dude. That's imagine if Riven ate too many cupcakes.
Yeah, it's actually kind of wild. It's constant, right? You have to,
yeah. This is not easy.
When I feel like I'm doing it properly, it feels like I'm playing like a piano, like genuinely. Like I'm not even kidding. It's just because if you're doing it well enough, it creates this rhythm where you're doing it at the exact same time over and over. So, there's a few other things I have to teach too with the how the Q works and how it stacks, as well as something else too.
I see why you do it this way though, because I could totally see a student. You would never like a student would be just brain damaged on this. Like they would never be able to even, because I've been playing the game for years and I was very confused until you did this.
Right.
That's just how nuanced TARIC is, I guess.
Oh yeah, it's very, very surprising that he's constantly weaving abilities and autos.
Yeah, I didn't even know this. I honestly didn't even know it.
It's actually kind of funny. It's why you can't actually play TARIC well unless you have really good ping, because like if you have bad ping, you can't weave the autos and abilities together because it lags too much to actually, like, it breaks the combo with the lag. So
that's kind of bullshit.
Like certain champions, you know, they just sit there, you know, they use an ability and then they just spam auto attacks or something. But TARIC needs to continually weave his abilities and autos. That's why
when you watch like the, you know, like the Korean Yasuo highlights, and you're like, how's this guy doing this? And he's got like 2 ping, and you're like, oh, okay.
Right. Exactly.
Like, oh, I get it now. So,
but yeah, I'll teach the Q part if you want, or you can ask what you were asking.
No, I was just gonna. I mean, yeah, let's go on your order, and then we'll do the jungle clear after.
Sure. So just the Q. So your Q, you leveled it to 4, which is great. This is how you do want to level it. You want to level to 4 right away.
Okay.
And you know, after that you max E.
Okay.
And you don't level to Q to 5 ever. In fact, that's your 18th point because it's completely useless.
Interesting.
The reason that Q5 is useless is because it's an odd number. So
I get it right away. That's so funny.
So TARIC's passive gives you 2 auto attacks, right? It gives you exactly 2 auto attacks.
Yeah.
And both of those auto attacks fill your Q. So just use like your Q, just Q auto and then like E auto. So when you Q, oh wait, actually go back and reset your cooldowns.
Okay.
I realize, because you're gonna watch the Q fill up. Think of the Q as a jug, right? It holds charges, and it holds 4 charges at a 4-point Q.
Okay.
So when you Q auto, E auto, you take a Q that's off cooldown and you fill it to 4, right? Because each passive auto attack fills it up 1 point. So ideally, you want to be using your Q only when it's at 4 points.
I see. Yeah.
Right. So that will give you like the maximum amount of healing. So like, yeah, you can Q auto spam if you want, but that's just wasting your abilities because you might as well weave a different ability into that to give yourself a Q4 so you heal yourself more, right? And obviously the Q5 doesn't work because that 5th point you'll never fill up unless you mess up or it's the very beginning of the fight with your combos.
So if I have a 1 or a 3, I probably did something wrong, I guess that's not necessarily true, but yeah, generally.
We used to have a 1-point Q in the jungle, but that was because the mana cost of Q changed per level. But now that's not the case anymore. Now Q has the flat same mana cost at all levels. So that's not an issue anymore. And we can just, level Q to 2 and then eventually 4 right away. And that's also why, even though you want to max Q, at level 5, you actually max E. Because, remember, those odd amounts of Q are bad. So if you level Q at 5, that gives you a 3-point Q. And then you level your ult at 6. So you actually wait until level 7 to 8 to get 2 points of Q right in a row. Instead of having that, an odd amount of points in Q for multiple levels.
Okay. Cool. All right. Jungle time.
I mean, the other thing, yeah, you can try to jungle. There's just other things like, you got the movement a bit. You're understanding the combos now. Landing the ult is going to be a little bit difficult, right? Because you have to think of where the enemy is. Or where your allies are going to be, right? Like the quickest way to explain it is, you have a bunch of bruisers and you have a bunch of backliners, and you're gonna have to ult, one of them, and you're gonna have to stand in the other spot where the other person isn't, right? If you ult your backline, you have to start in the front line. If you ult your front line, then you have to run to the backline to give the backline your ult. So there's some learning curve with that, but for now, the clear.
All right, let's do it. So I would start 4 seconds in advance.
You would Q at 126 because the buff's going to spawn at 130. Your Q or your passive gives you the autos for 5 seconds, so you Q and then 4 seconds later you auto attack.
All right, so let's try. Let's pretend 2020 or 2030 is it? Yeah.
Right. So then just Q, and then the 30 happens, and then you Q auto, Q auto, Q auto, Q auto. You're right. Just until you have no mana. Then you just auto attack it as you will. Right, Q auto whenever it comes off. You always just want to burn your mana as fast as possible. You can smite it.
And am I doing E? Yeah, okay.
E auto, Q auto, Q auto, Q auto. And then of course you E auto, right? Because your E came off cooldown. Then whenever your Q's back up, just keep doing that, right? So now you can just go down. I think that'll burn.
It's a little close.
Then you just E auto, right? Start with the big wolf. Q auto, Q auto. E auto.
And then
just keep it going. Q auto.
I'm trying to be I'm trying to be cheeky, but so you were saying E or W. And then let's pretend, yeah.
W usually because there's a dummy there, and then you want to stun the whole camp if you can.
Ooh, I didn't auto there, but yeah.
Right, then you would W that, and then you can Q. Right, you have to kind of convince them to walk over sometimes.
So probably ping because they won't know.
Right, just come here, heal, please. Moron, please. E auto.
I would have never known though without this coaching,
Right. I guess there's a lot of clips of it of like, oh man, Tyler 1 gets Raptors healing, or I've done it for various people, so there's lots of clips of it now. I think people
they started figuring it out.
Right.
Oh, that doesn't work.
Yep, that's not gonna burn. Nope. And then you can definitely smite the big golem. Q auto, Q auto. Right. You really just want to focus the most healthy part of the camp always. Right, TARIC's E cleans up any of the small stuff usually. You can manage to land it, so.
Interesting.
And there you go.
So a little slow on my first go around, but not embarrassing, right? Not embarrassing.
No, it was not that bad at all. Cool. Small mistakes, but that was fine.
probably gonna end this diamond game, but you know what?